Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video with a late night upload, and I really think tonight's upload is something that you guys are going to be enjoying. Since I made a video talking about the top 5 operator mods quite a while ago when the game first came out, there's been so many different updates, and a lot of these updates tweak the weapons where these operator mods go with, or tweaking the exact operator mods themselves. So in today's video, I'm going to give the top 5 operator mods in the game in my opinion, and by top 5 operator mods, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 operator mod combos, basically. So where the weapon goes good with the operator mod. Because if we're just talking about, I'm not just talking about how good specifically the operator mod part is, because obviously the strobe light SG-12, where it shines a light in people's faces and takes off aim assist or whatever, that of course is the strongest, right? Just as when it comes down to straight up power of an operator mod. However, you're using an SG-12 shotgun, which is a pretty crappy weapon. So you're combined great operator mod with not so good of a weapon. So this video is the top 5 operator mods combined with the weapon. So it's going to be, you'll get the hang of it. You know, it's a good weapon, strong weapon in the game where I recommend the operator mod on the class. Now, so these are practical stuff you can use in multiplayer. That's why I don't want to just give you guys cool operator mods. I want practical stuff that can work in the game. Drop a like if you guys could. I really do appreciate you guys supporting. I've been getting back into my grind, doing multiple uploads a day, and the support has been amazing. So keep it up. You know, you guys liking the video, that stuff really does motivate the creators, the YouTubers, and it only takes half a second to do. So I'd appreciate if you guys can smack that like, subscribe if you guys are new. Let's get right into them. So as I'm talking here, I'll probably go into a private match and show a little bit of footage off of just exactly how each of these works, so you guys can best understand them. But that's what we're going to be talking about. All right, basically we're going to be going through, and the first one is going to be the Titan Oppressor. Okay, now the Titan Oppressor, and these are in no particular order, by the way. These top 5s are in no particular order, but the Titan Oppressor is great because number one, the Titan is such a great gun, and it has very little flinch on it because that's how LMGs work. And then of course the operator mod Oppressor, what it does, its description I believe is suppress your enemies, but basically what it does, and I made a video on this like maybe a week ago, because I really like this gun. It's like one of my go-to class steps, and you'll see a lot of tryhards using this now. Basically it shakes the screen whenever your bullets are hitting a player or just around in their vicinity. I'll show some footage showing exactly how it works, but it makes it really hard to shoot back at enemies. And honestly, I've been seeing as of late a lot of people using this, and it's super duper annoying when people use the Titan Oppressor and combine in like if you run in a party of 6 on Nuketown with this, every single enemy is going to rage quit because it completely shakes that screen. Now as far as on the other hand, how would you counter this, class it up? There's pretty much no counter. You know, grip 2, you're still going to be shaking the screen around. So what I would do is probably just pull it out myself, Titan Oppressor on Titan Oppressor, because the gun itself has like very little flinch built in with the LMGs. So basically the gun itself is the counter for the operator mod itself. But Titan Oppressor, if you guys like the Titan, you won't see, the thing about this is you won't see the effects happening because they just happen on the other person's screen, but trust me, you'll see the effects on the scoreboard when you check and you just dropped a nuclear 100 plus, because the whole time the enemies are raging when you're melting the spawn and making their screen completely shake. Alright, next one is going to be the Spitfire Wildfire. Now I had to throw an SMG on this list, and I was going through all the SMG operator mods and thinking about it, and you know, the SOG 9mm was really good with the akimbo, but when they nerfed that and made the hipfire a little bit weaker, it can still kill almost instantly up close, but it doesn't have really any range at all because the hipfire is kind of weak on the SOG 9mm akimbo. It's, you know, weak at range. So this is the Spitfire Wildfire, and basically what it does is it trades your weapon going absolutely dummy with the fire rate. It makes it go from an 1051 RPM, which is already the top of the SMGs, to a 1484. You're almost getting 1500 rounds per minute, which is unheard of in Call of Duty. It makes your gun literally go bonkers, but the trade-off for that, on the other hand, because of course there's going to be some punishment, is this is the official description: extremely increased fire rate, the hail of bullets increases weapon recoil and slows movement speed while aiming and firing. However, if you run this with gung-ho, when you're sprinting and firing, that's how I like to use it. I like to run it with gung-ho, and then you slap on laser sight, and then you slap on another attachment where you have wildfire, and then you run laser sight, and then you also slap on fast mags, which fast megs will change your reload speed, basically almost cut the reload speed in half of the Spitfire, so it's very, very useful on that. And because when you're shooting at a 1500 RPM, you're gonna have to reload after every single kill, and I run around and sprint hipfire people. This is a great class up for like Summit, Morocco, something where you're gonna be playing corners and you're gonna just be, you know, if you're up close right beside a person, this is basically an instant elimination. They just don't have time to react, and this is something that do not try to shoot this at medium range or long range. You don't even attempt it. If you take this weapon, you have to sort of play in the mindset like you have a shotgun, so it's not for everyone, but if you can do that, this is absolutely crazy of a you know, fire rate of a weapon, and up close, easy hip fire kills. But trust me, it's not at any sort of range beyond like 10 feet, it's pretty useless. So be sure to make sure most of your kills are coming from hipfire if you are using that, of course, in Black Ops 4. Next is going to be the Penta Burst. That's going to be the next one on my list. And the Penta Burst, I think I was originally kind of wrong because I was kind of on the fence with the Penta Burst. Like, originally I was like, okay, you can get one burst, but it isn't too often. But, you know, now looking back, and I think the Penta Burst, I was pretty wrong about it. It's really good, and it's honestly a go-to. I gotta start, usually like a lot of my swordfish gameplays, like the 100+ and stuff, was without this, but I gotta start rocking this more because it is absolutely wicked, and it definitely deserves a spot on this list because of the Penta Burst. Basically what it does is it's refitted burst mechanics, adds one bullet to each burst, also provides additional ammo. But the coolest thing is that it makes your Penta Burst, right? So this is a 4-round burst weapon. It turns into a 5-round burst weapon to make it simple. And conveniently, how many shots to kill is the swordfish take? 5 shots to kill. So conveniently, this allows for the potential of 1 burst. Now, when I show the gameplay up on the screen of how this works, you're probably going to see me, you know, private match gameplay of me destroying, you know, in the private match, destroying the CPU players with 1 burst. However, in a real game, people are moving around, different things are happening. You're not going to be 1 bursting as much as you think. You have to hit the whole clean burst within that 5-shot kill range. So to extend that 5-shot kill range, I'm using long barrel on this class setup as well. I probably run long barrel and then Penta Burst, and then hybrid mags is an option there as well, depending on if you want to give up your 3rd perk or what you want to do with that. But really good stuff coming out of the Penta Burst, and that ability to 1 burst, I do think it is worth it, especially like looking at this weapon. It's like, if I go with a different setup, maybe I'll get 1 more attachment and 1 more perk, you know, maybe if that. It's sometimes you might only get 1 more perk and an extra, you know, or an extra sight or something, although you should always be running a red dot on this pretty much. Penta Burst definitely deserves a spot on this list in no particular order, of course. Next one is going to be the Echo Fire, which the Echo Fire on the Maddox is still like, it's like a secret in this game. I don't know. Maybe they're looking at it. By the way, this is as of right now after patch 1.07. I bet you some of these things that I'm talking about are going to be nerfed and stuff because a lot of this stuff is very strong. Just like the weapons, the meta's always changing. For example, this Maddox RFB Echo Fire is insane. What it does is it makes the firing blowback system shoots each other bullet at an increased rate of fire. So it sort of turns your gun from shooting at a steady stream of, you know, dun 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 to da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So basically kind of like a burst, but not really. It's just a you know, the second bullet's coming out right after the first bullet, right behind it. So it's sort of like that, right? Which is technically kind of burst, I guess. I don't know why they don't call it a burst, so that's what it is. And this is crazy because it makes your weapon. It was actually there was a recoil penalty on this, and this was removed in one of the recent patch updates. So the recoil penalty is taken away now, and this thing still kicks up just like your normal Maddox does, maybe even a bit more. But the fire rate of this makes it so fast the time to kill with the Echo Fire on this, and it really just allows you to have an assault rifle that you can trust, especially in a game like this where the maps are kind of small. You have an assault rifle where you can absolutely trust it at close range and medium range. So if people pull up on you, you don't really have to worry about the, you know, unless they have a Spitfire Wildfire or something, you don't really have to worry about it that much. And it also, of course, increases your fire rate as well, you know, by doing that. And your time to kill is, of course, increased also with that. So 0.37 time to kill with the Echo Fire, one of the fastest time to kills out of any of the assault rifle other than the Rampart High Caliber 2 with headshots. So think about that. You're killing at the .37 to get a kill. That's the time to kill, the fastest possible kill. The Rampart's a .34, so you're killing at literally around the same speed, but on the Rampart you have to hit double headshots, and on the Maddox all you gotta do is slap on the Echo Fire. So really, really good stuff there. And then coming in at the number 5 is going to be another operator mod for the tactical rifles. The tactical rifles has 3 guns with 3 great operator mods. They're absolutely running stuff, but the Augur Dmr Double Tap definitely deserves a spot on this list, especially since I just made a video on it, and it's something that when I use the Augur, I use the double tap. Like, there's just no question about it. I don't use it without this because it's still a good gun. Like when it first came out and I was unlocking it and I was trying to figure out, you know, what was better, but I eventually settled on running double tap because it converts, this one is straight up, converts this weapon to a 2-round burst. From a semi-automatic shooting 1 bullet at a time to a 2-round burst. Very, very simple. The good thing about this is if you run it with high caliber or even high caliber 2, it allows it so if you hit basically the burst to the head or, you know, basically 1 pull of the trigger and you hit him to the head and the upper body or something like that, you kill them in 1 pull of the trigger, which is pretty much instant because it fires the bullet so absolutely quick. Augur Dmr. Negatives around this weapon are kind of the same negatives around the Swordfish, although the Swordfish probably Penta Burst is a lot better at close range because you're going to be able to, you know, maybe get lucky and get that 1 burst, although the Augur I kind of swing the hip fire and try to hit a lucky headshot on it like that. But basically it really all depends, and the weakness of this gun is it doesn't really have stock and it really sucks at close range, but at medium or long range you're absolutely destroying with this thing. That's another weakness of the Swordfish as well. I think they knew going into this game, you know, when they make a gun that has a super overpowered operator mod, a top 5 operator mod in the game, they probably don't want to give that weapon the best of attachments, just like they didn't give the Spitfire grip, right? But they didn't give the Swordfish stock, they didn't give the Augur stock. But you know what they did do? They gave the Maddox Echo Fire a buff, and that gun has stock, and it has a lot of... I have a lot of stock in that gun. The gun's amazing. Probably my favorite gun in the game, probably my favorite combo is with the Echo Fire right now, if I'm going full on tryhard. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Those are, in my opinion, top 5 operator mods as far as operator mods, how they work with the weapon, as far as I class it up with them. As far as honorable mentions, I want to give an honorable mention to the SG-12 Strobe Light, the MOG-12 Dragon's Breath. Definitely honorable mentions to those. Also, I'll give an honorable mention to the Cordite Belt Feed. I think that's kind of cool, although you can just slap on like extended mag and get sort of the same effect, although you do have to reload it, but you never really get caught reloading if you plan it out. Anyway, you know, honorable mention to a lot of different cool operating mods in this game. If you guys could drop a like, I would really appreciate that. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, and check out some of my other videos. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.